Hey guys, Tim here from Snail Mastering. Hope you're having a very great day. So mastering relies on the same basic set of tools as recording and mixing, but generally they are more precise. And these tools include limiters, compressors, equalizers, DSs, stereo wideners, and metering. Today I speak about my top 4 limiters I will constantly use in 2023. I focus on their best features and speak about their best settings and show them in practice. So, before we start, please remember, if you have a mix that you need mastered, request a quote at BSMastering.com and receive 50% off your first order. I would also very much appreciate, guys, if you subscribe and hit the notification bell to support my channel. It helps me to bring more videos. And now, let's get started. A limiter is a compressor with a very high compression ratio and a very fast attack time. So it is able to catch the fast peaks of an audio signal. In order to understand how a limiter works in mastering, we have to understand the composition of a typical mix first. In general, the highest peak of the mix determines the maximum level that can be achieved in a digital signal. Because many of these upper peaks are very short duration, they can usually be reduced in level by several dB with minimal audible side effects. By controlling these peaks, the entire level of the mix can be raised several dB, resulting in a higher average signal level. That's why we use a limiter for. Most digital limiters used in mastering are brick wall limiters. This means that no matter what happens, the signal will not exceed a certain predetermined level, and there will be no digital overs. A brick wall limiter is usually set anywhere from minus 1 dB to as high as minus 0.1 dB. And once set, the level will never go beyond. By setting a digital limiter correctly, the mastering engineer can gain at least several dB of apparent level just by the simple fact that peaks in the mix are now controlled. There are many popular mastering limiters that are commonly used, from ones by waves to ones by universal audio, isotope, fab filter, slate digital, flux, and many others. Today I want to give you my list of top 3 mastering limiters. I will speak about their best features and their best settings and what genres of music I used them for. Sonax Oxford limiter is the first one in my list. It offers a good alternative to the other available limiter plugins from other manufacturers. This limiter has a good number of handy features which include 44-bit compatibility, attack, release, and variable soft knee controls, comprehensive dither, and noise shaping. This limiter can do wonders if used correctly. I have found that turning off safe mode really opens up the sound for the better. The enhanced feature on the Sonax limiter is quite a beast. It gives me a nice clean white master. It really has some extraordinary capabilities when it comes to the sonic choices I can make at the final level of processing. I find the Sonax limiter to be very handy in getting a good amount of loudness while keeping things nice and clean. You can easily find the limits with this limiter as it lets you know when you are pushing a track too hard, as you will hear things getting a bit squashed and messy. I've definitely found it to be much cleaner than many other limiters. Personally, I solely used this limiter on classical tracks, jazz and acoustical projects. It also works very well in combination with other limiters as a gentle exciter, so to say. So, and now let's have a listen and maybe how it works in practice on this acoustical project. And you will see all my settings on the screen.
Tell me why. Tell me what has happened to you after many earthquakes. Maybe temple is decayed and you have turned away, staring down the floor. I see you walking out the door, staring down the floor. I see you walking out the door.
Next is DMG Limitless, and it is by far the best sounding limiter to me. It loads with a very simple default interface with its 6 frequency bands at the ready. All you have to do is adjust the threshold, ceiling and release parameters to hear your audio driven towards the ceiling. There are also 7 style options that govern under the hood settings, such as look ahead, knee, weighting, release, shape and dynamics. Switching the plugin to advanced mode adds comprehensive clipping and dither option, as well as input trim, stereo linking, crossover slope and band separation controls. Limitless is extremely flexible when it comes to the subtle micro details. The weight plus release shape control plus look ahead plus dynamic control in combination can drastically alter the flow of the limiting, making it suitable for pretty much anything. It is SPU intensive and it is not designed for high track counts, but as a mastering limiter with unbelievably low levels of distortion, it is simply world class. I use it for pretty much anything, as I said, and it really makes a big difference to the perceived depth and openness of the signal compared to my other limiters. It brings the music forward, where other limiters often tend to push it back, and that is the thing I notice most when use it and compare it to my other limiters. So now let's have a listen and maybe how it works in practice on this EDM project. So, and you will see all my settings on the screen. Third place in my list is shared by two limiters. First one is Invisible Limiter G3. It is a third generation of the Invisible Limiter from AOM, and it is among my top 3 limiters to add a final loudness and polish. It consists of 2 stages of limiting: soft limiter and brick wall limiter. I typically do about 1-2 dB of gain reduction in both the soft limiter and the brick wall limiter, and it handles this with ease. It adds the exact polish needed to take a finished master to the professional level. It is also a very good limiter to reveal problems in the mix easily. Something I feel like my other favorite limiters don't do as easily. It is very good for hip-hop, rap and other modern styles of music. Second one is Elixir from Flux. It is an easy to use yet wickedly powerful limiter. The stages feature in Elixir acts like multiple knees to the limiter, allowing for a much more natural sounding result. Adding more stages results in less harsh handling of transients. Sometimes this is a subtle effect, and sometimes it is not. Elixir delivers plenty of loudness, but it is not the most aggressive limiter. It is beautifully transparent and thoroughly effective. So now let's have a listen and maybe how these two limiters work in practice on the same EDM project as before. So, and you will see all my settings on the screen.